Your Olympic hero has arrived. It's true, it's true.
You're watching Fugitive Red-Eye, and today I'm going to be revisiting one of my old reviews and enhancing it. We'll be taking a look at my review of the Abashiri Family OVA series. This was originally uploaded back in 2017, and I'm going to be adding new context to it since I've been reading the manga. I haven't finished the manga yet. Once I do, I will do a full review of that. I'm also going to be correcting my mispronunciation of Go Nagai's last name. So anytime there's new content, it's going to have my avatar here, and the rest of it will be old content. So it's just my old review, but an enhanced version where I'll be correcting my pronunciation and adding some context. So, it's not entirely new, but it's a good way to have it to new viewers and correct some things that drove me a little fucking nuts. Today I'm reviewing the obscure Go Nagai series, the Abashiri Family. The Abashiri Family is a 4-part OVA based on the manga of the same name by Go Nagai. There will be spoilers ahead, so do be prepared for that. The Abashiri family is a criminal family that is notorious and is considered more dangerous than an army. In the first episode, it's their final bank heist before they decide to give up on the crime and live normal lives. In the first episode, we're introduced to each member of the Abashiri family and their special abilities. One of them is a cyborg. One of them is super quick and super deadly with shoving his fingers up your ass. One of them has explosive clothes that if he throws on you, they blow up. And one of them has this thing mastered called the Abashiri 8 God attack, which is the most deadly attack ever. This 8 God attack thing was made up for the anime. I'm pretty sure Kichiza's ability was also made up for the anime, and Goemon's ability was as well. Now, Jiro is still a cyborg in the manga, and Damon is a psychic, and Kikinosuke kind of has some psychic abilities too, I think. But they absolutely made up a lot of these abilities for the OVA. In the first episode, the father also reveals for the first time that one of his sons is in fact a daughter, and most of his sons didn't know that because she was raised as a boy until her breasts grew in. In the manga, they actually always knew Kikinosuke was a chick. This is a thing that was made up for the anime and was not in the manga at all. It works in the anime, but it wasn't in the manga. So, once he reveals that, of course the brothers are all shocked. So the heist goes off, they kill a ton of people, which they typically do, and at the end they end up giving all their money to the police to get them to go away. They throw all their money at the police, so the police fight over the money rather than going after them. Episode 1, as far as I know, is completely made up for the anime. I haven't finished the manga, I'm on chapter 34 out of 49, so there's a chance it shows up, but I'm pretty confident in saying that this heist does not happen in the manga. Also, the manga is a lot more light in tone. It's very much more a gag comedy than being serious. This first episode I actually really like, especially since it's so different from the source material in that it actually has a much more serious tone. I actually kind of wish there was more of that. The manga's a lot more wacky, which again, we'll go more into depth with that when I review the manga itself. In episode 2, the father decides to send his daughter off to a school so she can try to be a normal girl. He unwittingly sends her to the most insane school in the world, which students are raped and executed and beaten on a regular basis. So in the manga, he actually wants to send her to this school because it's a villain school and wants her to be trained as a villain. The whole thing about wanting them to live normal lives is made up for the anime as well. Also, there's a lot of schools like this in the manga, which again we'll touch on more when I review the manga, but there's a lot of them, so this is not a one-off. Not to mention the fact this school is also very similar to the school in Kekko Common, so I wonder if Go Nagai sort of reused that idea in Kekko Common, but made it like the central focus of it. And the students are taught methods of killing and required to test it against the other students by killing them. Of course, with the daughter being an Abashiri, she's much more powerful than the rest of the students and beats the shit out of a teacher on the first day when he tries to rape a different student. Episode 3 involves more of her going around the school and fighting. Teachers trying to kill her and the like. The teacher that she beats up actually gets executed. Then she gets ambushed and taken down by a group of teachers who one forcibly kisses her. Episode 4 involves her rallying the students together to turn against the teachers. They might do that a little bit in episode 3 as well. The way I watched this, it all played through as one solid program, even though it was split into 4 acts. But it was originally released as 4 20-minute or so episodes. And episode 4 also involves her family coming to the rescue and fighting off the teachers and defeating them. One of the students that helped her rally actually was plotting to become the next principal, so they have to fight him as well. This is a very lesser-known Go Nagai anime. In fact, it's only ever been released on VHS, and that VHS is super hard to come by. I actually have that VHS now. It's one that I got for like $30, but it goes for well over $100 now, so well worth the price, especially since I got it sealed. It is available on YouTube at the time I'm recording this, but who knows how long that'll last. But if you ever come across the VHS, I do recommend picking it up, because it's definitely interesting. I actually very much enjoyed it. It's very Nagai, obviously, so it's got quite a bit of violence, not as much as some of his other series, mind you, and it does have some sexual content, nowhere near as much as the likes of, say, Violence Jack or even Devilman, but still. It's also got nothing compared to the sheer amount of sexual content there is in the manga. The manga has a lot of it. It's very interesting, and I honestly would love to have seen more with the Abashiri family, because, they were very interesting characters. From what I've read, though, online, the manga itself becomes less and less focused on crime as it goes on and becomes more of a gag comedy series. I would say that the focus, is on crime in a very minimal sense. They are criminals, they're constantly doing illegal shit, and the world is filled with all sorts of criminals and shit. But the tone of the manga is a lot more lighthearted and goofy and does not take itself seriously at all. Whereas I would have been more interested seeing more of the crime stuff, especially the stuff from Episode 1, because Episode 1 alone was fantastic. It was by far the best part of this entire experience. But yeah, it's a very good anime. Which is funny considering it had nothing to do with the manga, again, as far as I know. It's a Nagai series that not a lot of people are familiar with, and it's pretty entertaining. Some things I found kind of interesting. Because this is Nagai, the brothers, of course, want to peek at their sister once they find out she's a girl. And one of them even falls in love with her. And there's a scene that I find fucking hilarious. One of the brothers is talking about how much he's in love with his sister. And the father's like, maybe I could let you marry her. And he's like, really? And he's like, fuck no. In the manga, it's pretty clear that every male member of the family is attracted to Kikinosuke. That's a pretty common recurring joke in the manga. Another interesting thing about this is many of the characters were later incorporated into other series, such as Cutie Honey. That's underselling it. These characters appear in, most of Go Nagai's works, especially Naojiro. But anyway, this is an obscure Go Nagai thing that I recommend people check out if they're a fan of Go Nagai. I will be watching a few other obscure ones and reviewing them soon as well, so stay tuned for those. Another thing worth mentioning is I actually appear in Chisu's Abashiri Family OVA Abridged series. I voice Naojiro and Goemon. We've done 2 episodes so far. Chisu's going to be doing all 4. I assume we'll be doing episodes later this month. So that's been fun. I quite like the Abashiri Family. It's a really good OVA. Just thought I'd go back and, extend this review a little bit and add some little flavor to it. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. Toodles.
What am I watching? I don't know, but I hate it.
I'm gonna fucking die here, Jack!
Suck it, you shit!